welcome to another video. In today's video we are going to learn how to do the half double crochet stitch. This is also known as a half treble if you are in the UK, Australia or New Zealand, but I teach in American terms and it is called a half double crochet in American terminology. So let's get started on the lesson. I have a website called www.crochetwithclare.com where you can find all my written patterns and video tutorials. You can follow me on Instagram and over on Facebook. We have a Facebook group and we have lots of fun. If you make something and you're on Instagram, make sure you tag me so I see it. So let's get started on the lesson. You may have a different amount of stitches. I accidentally pulled mine undone when I was cleaning up and then realised that this was part of a video tutorial. So I just put some more stitches back in and now I've got my little sample piece. So if you haven't learnt the single crochet before, then check out the playlist link that's in the description box below and that will take you to the start on what we need to know on how to crochet. So I've got my single crochets, so it doesn't matter. We're just going to continue on because this is just a practice piece. So what we want to do is turn our work around. And for a half double crochet, we do 2 chains. So we're going to do our 2 chains. And when I teach the half double crochet, what I like to do is go back into the same stitch. Sometimes in a pattern it might say chain 2 and this counts as your first stitch, and then you would, so this is our first stitch here, and then you would do your next half double crochet into this one here. But what I like to do is half double crochet in that first stitch and then ignore the chains and they don't count as a stitch. It just depends on the pattern you're following or how you've learnt, but this is how I do it, and I find it gives a neater edge and it's much easier to find where you've got to crochet into when you come back on the next row. So I'm going to use my stitch marker and I'm going to put a stitch marker in that first half double crochet stitch, and that's going to remind me what stitch to go into when I come back across the row. So we're going to yarn over and then we're going to go into the stitch. We're going to yarn over, grab our yarn and pull through. We've got 3 stitches on our hook, 3 loops on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and going to pull through all 3 this time. So again, we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch. You can see this has pulled up a bigger hole, so we know that one's been done and we can see it coming out of there. We're going to go into the next stitch and we're going to work a half double crochet. So we're going to pull up a loop, we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all 3. This stitch is quite easy to get into a rhythm and I do like this stitch. So yarn over, go into the next one. We can see that's got a big loop or a big hole, so we know that that's been done and our stitch is coming out of there. So we've yarned over and then we're going to go in the next stitch, go through, grab our yarn and pull through again. So we've got 3 loops on our crochet hook. We're going to yarn over and then pull through all 3. Again, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, got 3 loops on our crochet hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. See how my crochet hook, I'm twisting it down, it's facing down, and then pulling through all 3 is much easier. Again, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, grab it and pull through, got 3 on your crochet hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So I've got one more to go. You may still have your stitch markers from the previous video stuck in there, but I don't. So going into my last stitch, yarn over, put up a loop. I've got 3 on my crochet hook and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. And I should have 7 stitches because that's how much my sample has. Again, you may have slightly different. I cannot remember what I did for the single crochet sample. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So I've got the right amount, so that's good. It's always a bonus when you're teaching someone what to do. We're going to turn our work around and we're going to make a chain 2. So we're now going up to the next row. we're going to yarn over and we're going to go in the first stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. We've now got 3 loops on our crochet hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. I just noticed that my crochet hook matches my yarn. Oh, you may have noticed that I'm not wearing nail polish anymore because we went into lockdown here and they were acrylic nails. So because we've gone into lockdown, all the nail shops are shut, but I managed on the day of lockdown. It was announced in the afternoon, but in the morning I'd made an appointment to get them removed because I just had this feeling that we're going into lockdown. So I apologise if I look a little bit rough, but we'll get there in the end. Yarn over. This is not a nail tutorial, so luckily. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop. Got 3 on our crochet hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Anybody else get lockdown things they can't do anymore, like eyebrows and nails and eyelashes and all that sorts of things that everyone gets done? I only just started getting my nails done and I was really enjoying them, but they would look terrible if I couldn't go and get them done. So we're going to work our half double crochet all the way across until we get to the end. Oh, did anybody else put their stitch marker at the beginning? I didn't. Let's grab a stitch marker. Now I've got to figure out where the first half double crochet is. So we have a look here. This is our first stitch. Where's my pointy thing? This is our first stitch because that is our chain 2. This is our first stitch, and just up there is where we're going to put our stitch marker. We're going to get it under 2 loops and pop that in there. Okay, so it looks like I have 2 stitches to go, one that's marked and then one that's there. So yarn over, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. I like to just take my stitch marker out, but if you do that and you're not sure where it's gone, then feel free to keep it in there. But because I know where I've got to put my crochet hook, it doesn't matter. So you can see here there's 2 loops. Hopefully you can see a little stitch here and then a little stitch there, the 2 loops that we need to go under. So yarn over. I kind of hook it with my crochet hook like that. I find it easier to get into, and then just go in that back one. Easy to go into as I fumble because I'm doing it in slow motion. There we go, there's 2 loops. And pull through and finish off our stitch. Okay, so that's a couple of rows of half double crochet, and we just repeat that for as many rows that we like, or how many our pattern is telling us. You'll notice that it will slightly change shape on the sides because it's a different stitch, so it will change shape. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment, or both. That would be even better. It does help the algorithm and it makes my videos show up in your feed. Please consider subscribing if you are new to crochet, because I have plenty of video tutorials for you to learn from, and there will be lots more coming out. I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crochet.